Thank you very much. Honorable Tunkara is a young man coming from Gambia, born in Suduwal village, Kantora constituency in the Upper River region of the Gambia. Right now representing Kantora in the parliament and the majority leader of the National Assembly of the Gambia under the NPP party ticket, National People's Party. And coincidentally also the head of delegation to ECOWAS Parliament.
Thank you very much. Just to find out from you, I know you might have really talked about this, but how has the experience been so far?
Well, as a young graduate, as a political science student, and international relation, of course, it's a very Herculean task. Assuming this responsibility at early age is a challenge, and it's a daunting task, and I cannot stay away from that. But my ability to interact and listen and learn made me better than before. You know, there are lessons you learn not in the four corners of the classroom, but your interaction with experienced people, people that have been in the game before you. You know, once you are ready to learn and listen, it makes you a better person than you were before. So the experience has been more of learning, more of challenging, because I cannot afford to get it wrong, because this is the first time a youth of my age assumes this enormous responsibility. Majority leader and the head of government business in parliament. Since independence, nobody has assumed this office at my age, at age 36. So this is the first time. So I need to set the record straight and also prove to the country beyond reasonable doubt that it's not about the age, but it's about having trust and confidence in the youth that we also can do it. And we do it with passion, with energy, and with vision as well.
I want to find out from you the previous parliament under Cicelo, before the lifespan of that parliament came to an end. We were in the Gambia. This time around, we're coming to the Gambia. How prepared is the Gambia for the last meeting of the lifespan of the 5th legislature?
Well, thank you very much. I was invited to participate in the closing of Cicelo, though I wasn't a member of parliament for ECOWAS, but I was sitting member of parliament in my home country, and also head of delegation to IPU, Interparliamentary Union. We are really well prepared as a country, because when the challenge was given to me, when I was approached that they want to conduct this thing to Gambia, it was welcoming. I said to them, well, I have to contact my speaker and of course my head of state, most importantly. So I reached out to them. The head of state has welcomed it, and he is willing to participate and give every support to it. And the Speaker of the National Assembly, they are also willing to participate and give every support to it. So authorities are in contact. Both the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Trade, they will participate, Ministry of Finance, they will all participate fully, making sure that this becomes a success.
You talked about IPU, and you know in IPU, this issue about gender is very key and important. How are you relating that to the next parliament? You've heard of activities of FEPA, but it looks like Ghana, Gambia, we are only having one female representative. In the next parliament, would you make a case, since you're the majority leader, I believe the House composition and bringing a delegation, are we likely to have 2 females from the Gambia?
Yes, we will likely. Well, I wouldn't preempt the decision, but we really factor the gender representation. Is very key. But I can assure you, we will not send a delegation to ECOWAS Parliament without having a female being represented. We understand, yes, it's something that we really look at. It's a 5-man delegation. If you look at the political representation, if you remove the political representation, you also try to factor the gender representation, because there are several political groupings that you cannot afford to leave them behind. So if you want to put more gender, it might affect the political representation. So we are also mindful of that. But what I can assure you, the delegation will certainly factor female representation.
Talking about experience, what I've noticed in Ghana, the current speaker in Ghana having been a long-serving member of the House, knows the rules of the House very well. We're advocating for election of speakers. The 6th Parliament, taking into account what we've gone through in the 5th legislature, I know COVID will be blamed. Moving into the 6th legislature, I know Togo will be producing a speaker. Should we look for someone who has experience, who has been a speaker before, to really, because listening to your contribution on the floor yesterday, it looks like members want the ECOWAS Parliament to be an effective parliament, not a toothless bulldog, where decision will be taken that will trickle down to ECOWAS citizens.
Yes, it's very important in terms of heading this August institution. It's also an apex body in terms of regional parliament. So I think it's important to factor in experienced people. We want this parliament to be very vibrant, to make sure that our mandate given to us are accomplished with professionalism, and then effectiveness as well. So bringing someone who has a certain degree of parliamentary knowledge and understanding will really help reshape the vision and mission of Parliament. So of course I agree with you in total. For us to have a vibrant Parliament in the coming legislature, you need to factor the sending states, which is of course their turn, to put into consideration how do I do it better than it was. That should be the dream of every country. Looking at the current status quo, and then my country is coming to take leadership, how do we do it different from the current one? That should be the vision, that should be the thinking of the Senate state. And I hope and pray that look around and get the best brain to come and represent Togo, not only Togo, but the community part. But if Togo got it right, the glory go back to Togo. So it speaks volume, and that's why it's important for them to make the couch around and to get the best brain with a wealth of experience and understanding of issues of regional parliament to champion the cause.
Perhaps lastly, I want to find out from you this whole flagship program of the current speaker of electing members. Would we ever get there? Because you were in Ghana, President Akufo-Addo pledged his support. In Niger, the former president pledged his support. President Buhari pledged his support. So what is really kicking this out? Because per the little investigation I have done, it looks like the commission is really not comfortable, because if you give legislative power to the parliament will become a bully and will take more powers. Will this elude us, or would we ever get to a point in time where we elect members of parliament to the community parliament?
Like I said, I'm someone who is very optimistic in thinking. Nothing is impossible. Like I said, that's why I say aluta continua. The struggle continues. The 6th legislature, if we are part of it, we make sure that we continue the struggle. And certainly, we'll get there. It's a matter of time. No matter people are dragging their feet, try to do impediments or escapism, it will come to pass one day, because the awareness is growing every day, the advocacy is growing every day, and will not relent. And luckily, we have presidents who are also buying into the idea. You've said it. Nana Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, pledge. President Buhari pledge, and Niger also pledge. Even the Gambia, President Adam Barrow will also pledge. When we were there, we make sure that he also pledged that, he is in line where he is in support of the regional parliament having universal suffrage, making sure that direct representation to the ECOWAS parliament, and at least assume it full responsibility for the purpose of conducting transparency and accountability on the institutions of ECOWAS institutions, and making sure that this ECOWAS institution serve the purpose, because it's called Economic Committee of South African State. We cannot erode from the very dreams. We cannot be at crossroads with the vision and mission or the objective of our grandfathers or our founding fathers that come up with this dream. So Parliament will go a long way in trying to make sure that the actualization and the realization of the dream of our forefathers is not swept on the carpet.
Thank you very much, Unauthorized, for your time. Thank you.